one day politics stopped being about voting and started being about force? If diplomacy between the right and the left completely collapsed and this turned into a real conflict, who actually wins? The side that loves to talk about revolution or the side that actually lives in the real world? Funny enough, in this video, the left themselves might give you the answer.
These people do a lot of bad shit. These people are aborting millions of children, et cetera, et cetera. We were just talking about abortion. What's stopping your
opposition, like you said, right?
Yeah, opposition. From just being like, you know what? We're not going to do diplomacy. We're not going to do politics. We're going to just do this with force and violence. And realistically, if there was some sort of civil war between the right and the left, who do you guys genuinely think, in a hypothetical scenario where the political right and the political left actually went to a violent conflict, who do you think's winning that one?
The ones with guns.
Which is typically which side?
The right.
Great.
I'm so far left that
You guys
we
really-
get our
Yeah,
guns
that's
back.
true. Horseshoe theory.
I'm Southern too. Don't forget that. I'm not really anti-gun.
That might be the case for, of course, there are people on the left who possess firearms. But do you think, like, in totality, do you think people, like, you think it's Republicans or Democrats who own more firearms?
Probably Republicans.
Okay, you think it's conservatives or liberals who own more firearms? And who are, there's probably more men on the right. And of the men who are on the right, they're probably like, look, you guys got a lot of soy boys, is what I'm saying. Look, I'm not saying I'm some fucking behemoth, fucking juggernaut. Look, hey, there's dudes on the left who are gonna fuck me up. Okay, look, I don't have any suspicions, or not suspicion. What the fuck? I'm not delusional.
Yeah.
But overall. Yeah, man, y'all gonna get fucked up.
Maybe.
Just saying. Just if it were to happen, y'all get fucked up.
I would hate for it to be the right and the left in the Civil War.
But we're bigger people. We're the bigger people here. You know, the right people on the right. We're the bigger people. You guys can have your
Big Macs?
You guys can have your riots. You guys have your little riots and your protests and all this stuff and your violence and hey, you guys have that. But we'll be here making sure society is functioning and running while you guys have your little temper tantrums every couple months and we'll be here. We'll be here. Okay, we'll keep society functioning as best as you guys are fucking making it hard for us. But hey, we'll be here.
We're also the ones talking stuff through, like the top podcasts. I mean, I know this is kind of a silly example, but the top podcasts are like right-wing podcasts, and there's not that many. I mean,
Because
there's
that ideology is becoming more popular. The fundamentalist, Christian, conservative ideology is becoming more popular. But that's not a good thing.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
How is it not a good thing? It's all about, like, we're all getting into common
We're a
sense.
Christian country.
It's not
It is common sense. The left went too much. That's why I literally was a Democrat before, and then I transitioned to Republican.
Yeah.
In 2020, I voted for Biden. Huge, and I was in college. Like, I was like, like, whatever. Like, I was being the dummy. But then after I started to hear both sides, I'm like, I listen to both sides. I'm not just like, the right, some right wingers like, oh yeah, like, I'm not like that. I try to be neutral as much as I can. But the left made it so hard. They made it so hard. To be on their side, unfortunately.
And this is always the funny part. The left loves to talk about revolution, resistance, and fighting the system right up until they have to imagine what any of that actually means in the real world. Because the moment the conversation gets even a little bit serious, the masks come off, they admit the right has more guns, more men, more real-world leverage, and that without institutions and rules protecting them, they wouldn't last very long. And the real irony, one of them even admits he used to be on their side until he actually listened, actually thought, and actually noticed how impossible this ideology has become to defend. This is what the modern left looks like. Very brave in slogans, very confident in theory, and quietly aware that reality is not on their side.